Hello, crafty friends. It's Connie here from the Daily Life of Creativity. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we are creating this beautiful cascading waterfall mini album. Came together pretty easily. You are going to need two pieces of chipboard that measure 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. So two pieces like that. And then you will cut the papers to wrap those chipboard pieces at 7 by 9 3/4 to wrap the covers, right? The chipboard pieces I usually get from Amazon. You get a really good deal of chipboard there. But unusually I like the either anything higher than 60 points. I think this one is at roughly about 80 points in thickness. Okay, so with that 7 by 9 3/4 papers, we are going to go ahead and use liquid glue. I am using the Barely Arts Precision Craft Glue to adhere the chipboard to the papers. And those papers that I'm using, those are the petite prints and then that floral pattern in the front for the front cover. I am using my cover guide tool from We Are Makers to ensure that that chipboard is centered in the middle of the paper, pressing that paper down to score it a little better on my desk table. And if you want, you can do that with your tools or with whatever you have at hand, whichever way works best for you. I'm repeating the same process to the second cover. Just using liquid glue all over. You can use liquid glue, double-sided tape, whatever you have in hand. And once again with my cover guide tool to ensure that it's some sort of centered, right? It's not perfectly centered, but some type of centered. And then with that roller from Cricut, I am just using it, pressing it down to ensure that it is adhering properly and so on. The next step is to go ahead and use the same cover guide tool to mirror the corners. So just trimming that at an angle diagonally, and that leaves a space between the chipboard and the paper that is roughly about 1/8 of an inch. That ensures that the paper and the paper is covering the chipboard when you wrap it, so the chipboard is not showing. You do all this work and then you don't want that chipboard to show. It's pretty ugly. All right. If you don't have a cover guide tool, use a ruler to mark that. Do a line, then cut it. Now I am going all around and using some double-sided adhesive to add it to all the four corners, the edges of the chipboard. Okay, we are going to go ahead and do that with a washi cutter. You can find that washi cutter. I have different washi cutters over on my Etsy shop, in a creativity shop. Right now I have a 10% off coupon, YouTube 10, and you can use that to purchase anything that you want from my shop, pretty much. All right, guys, so the next step is to go ahead and peel those backing, the packaging from the tape. And I'm using that pretty little tool that I got from one of the girlies here, Crafty Girly, and Celeste, I think it's Celeste. And yeah, I'm just removing the backing, the packaging tape. And we are going to go ahead and start wrapping the chipboard. Okay, ensuring that is adhering, pressing the little corners, the little pieces at the edges, so those are in and they're not coming out when you finish wrapping the chipboard. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and repeat the same process with the second cover. And this is almost done. You see, that was pretty simple, right, guys? And there you go. And then now for the inside, the mattings, we are going to also cut two pieces of paper. Okay, so you are going to need a piece of paper that is, I would say, roughly, I did it the same length, 8 1/4 or maybe 8 1/8 by, I would say, what is just before 5 1/2, because it's 5 1/2. I would say 5 3/8. So you can cover the inside. But before I went ahead and trimmed that paper, I trimmed an acetate from the same collection, Bunny Hat by Doodlebug. You need a piece of acetate that is 8 1/4 by 3 1/2. And you are going to add double-sided adhesive about an inch on each side. That's what I did. It was an inch because this tape that I use is half of an inch, and I did it twice, so that's 1 inch, roughly about 1 inch on both sides. If you can do this step before completing everything, if you have a sewing machine, I do highly recommend for you to stitch all the way around chipboard, and then to ensure that that acetate and the chipboards and the papers are staying glued. Now that I'm looking at my mini album, I constantly have to press it down to adhere the acetate to the chipboard, because for some reason, I guess that tape is not strong enough to hold it. So if you have something that is stronger, after adding the double-sided adhesive, some type of glue that can adhere acetate and chipboard, especially because it is bending, I do recommend that. I will go ahead and add some stitching after. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. I will do it soon at the top, so I ensure that that acetate and the chipboard covers are not separating. Okay, sometimes I do make mistakes, and I tell you guys when something is lifted, something is not right, or what I did to fix it. For me right now, I will go ahead and add stitching with my sewing machine. All right, so guys, so now I will go ahead and trim those papers for the inside. Like I said, those inside papers are 8¼ by 5�3/8 to cover the inside cleanly. And I did use petite print bubblegum Gihan linen. That's the paper that I use, which is beautiful and I love it. And I'm using double-sided tape at the edge where it meets the acetate, and then adding liquid glue on the rest of the papers. I love working with this glue, so it is adhering really nice. All right, guys, so now we're peeling that back and adhering it to the covers, and we're coming to the end of this part, which is, if you have never done a mini album, this is probably the part that you find the hardest to do. But it came together really cleanly, really quickly. I do recommend, remember, to add some stitching all around, or something that holds that acetate to the paper better, because for me, the double-sided tape is just not doing it. So I will go ahead and add 2 lines of stitching with my sewing machine. Okay, so now for the pages inside the cascading waterfall effect, you are going to need 10 pages. You are going to be trimming those at 6½ by 4¼ okay, and then you need 5 for the top and 5 for the bottom, okay. And I use white cardstock. This is a 110-pound cardstock, and I did use a trim. I use a little trimmer corner rounder, but this one has the straight lines, so I did trim the corners of each, either the left or the right side. And before I did that, I did score on the longest side, which is the 6½ at 1/2 inch, to ensure that all of them are scored properly. I score on the front and the back, okay? So here you see me counting and just ensuring that I have all the 10 pages and scoring with my fingers, and just ensure that it's creasing nicely so they open nicely, right? For me, I didn't add any magnets to this part, but if you want to add some type of magnet or closure to keep it closed, I do recommend it. And the only reason why I didn't do that, it was because I know that I would add layers with my foam adhesive and embellishments, and I don't know if after adding all of that it will keep it closed with the closures that I previously did on my previous mini album. So I wanted just the waterfall cascading mini album, but you can add some sort of ribbon to close it, to keep them closed so they're not, and give the ribbon some room so you can extend as much as. Doesn't matter how much layers you add, you still have room to add embellishments. So here now you see me, like I said, rounding on this one is more of a straight line, doing the corners of each side for each paper. These are the mattings that I'm cutting, and those mattings were trimmed at, let's see here, those mattings were trimmed at, I would say roughly 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. 4 1/8 and 5 7/8, and I trimmed those just for the front covers part, so just for the front of the waterfalls, because if you look at the back of the pages, they're pretty much left empty. Only a few of them I did add some 3x4 journaling cards, but I left the other side empty just in case I wanted to add 4x6 photos, because 4x6 photos can fit on those backings perfectly, and then you can embellish on the top. The photo here that you see that I use as an example, if you check out the blog post, there is a picture on one of the mattings in the front. That photo is roughly, see here, let me measure that for you. It's a 3x4 photo. So a 3x4 photo, you see how nicely it leaves like a border all around because those mattings are a little bigger. So it creates that nice trim around it and it looks nice and clean. All right. All right. So let's move on to our next step. Okay, so now if you have your 10 pages trim scored and brown off at the bottom, you are going to start adhering them to your base. Okay, so this is where you can decide if you want both of them facing the same way. For me, I decided that I wanted it to be more of a landscape and opening either from the left or the right, but you can have both of them facing up or down. This is your preference. So I started with the bottom cover on the inside. I did use a ruler with a pencil and I lined about 1/4 inch from the top. Okay, that was going to be my line where I started. So that's where I started and pretty much try to center between the left and right of the cover. I did not measure that part, but if you want to go ahead and do that so it's perfectly centered, you can do so. All I measured was 1/4 inch from the top. Okay, that was my guide base. That's where I started. And then after that, I just added some double-sided tape. You did not see me doing that here on camera, but I did do that. Added double-sided tape, and then to make sure that it's staying, to reinforce that, I am adding a little bit of liquid glue and then adhering those pages to the chipboard. Okay, and I will be just repeating the same step for all of them, 10 pages, and then matting them. And since this is just repetition, let's go ahead and speed this part up, okay? Because it's kind of tedious to just sit there and see someone doing the same thing over and over. And I really want you guys to be here till the end of this mini album. All right. So I would just be repeating that over and over again for all the pages and going down. And you will see that it lines up with the end pretty nicely. I'm just looking at it, ensuring that it opens and closes nicely. Nothing is showing outside. And continuing to line that up. So I added my 5 to the bottom cover. Now I am going to the top cover. And I'm starting from the left side, because remember I said the left is opening. The ones that are added to the left are going left. The ones that are adding to the right are going right. All right. And same 5 pages going all the way down. All right, guys, so we are done with the base, the pages. This is where you get to add your personality to the album. The closure, you can have fun all you want and just make it yours. Okay. This is the part that I started matting those pages. I wanted to show you that. And yeah, you see, I added the bottom pages already, left the inside blanked. Like I said, I want to add 4x6 pages there. I don't think I need to mat those inside. I don't want to waste my beautiful paper. So we are all done. Here is me just flipping through the pages, trying to see if I wanted to add a closure with paper, but then I decided not to. All right, guys, so we are done now with the mini album. So I wanted to come and show you a preview of it, what it looks like. This is the cover embellished. I did some florals and some little sprinkles here with the hello memories with this little 3D doodle pops stickers. The way I did the closure was with some standard eyelets. This one's right here in the color aqua. And I just use a stringy string, like I call it stringy string, but it's like really stretchy string. So if you have something thicker than this, it will be better. I was thinking of maybe also adding a bow, but I am not sure yet. I will see, but this is the final result. This is how I'm keeping it closed. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add stitching right here too to keep the acetate from separating. For some reason, the glue that I use, the double-sided tape, is it keeps lifting after I keep it like this after a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some stitching for that. And then with the closures, so this is the way it's looking, right? I just added some mats, photo mats that are 3x4, but 3.5 by 4.25. So this is a 3x4 photo. And I wanted to show you that it looks like this once you add it. See, you still have like a nice little border. So you can definitely fit photos that are 4x6. I left the back of them empty so you can fit your 4x6 photos, and then you can add more titles. I just wanted to show you more or less what it looks like with a little bit of embellishment. You can add a journaling card here, write some notes. Look at that. See the way it looks. It looks super cute. So I printed this photo so I can show you more or less what it looks like. And I didn't really add too much embellishments because it's already getting a little chunky, and I want to ensure by the time I add my photos and create more layers of things, I still have space for that. So there you go. This is the second part. So the top part opens from left to right. I mean, from right to left. And then the bottom is from left to right. So it opens like this. So you can see here, I added a little tab. I added a sticker, create a little cluster to the right, and then this opens like this. And here you can add another 4x6. So you can add 2x2 photos in here too if you want to. 2x2, 2x2. In a printout 4x6, it would look really nice. So you can add eventually like 6 photos in one mat. Okay. All right, guys. So this is it for my project. I added a little doodle shaker here. This is a little basket that has foam adhesive on one side, and you can still slide that photo in there like this. You see? Has adhesive still on it, so let me just do it like that so you can see how pretty that is. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. Let me know if you like this mini album. It was, to me, it was simple. Let me know if you are going to recreate it, and make sure to leave a comment in the description box below, in the comment section. All right, bye, guys.